Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia. Now, when we left off, we had just dealt some damage to Queen of the Elves, and we had also instructed Lord Nebar to help us out, because obviously he is currently having some difficulties with her as well. Now, just watch out here. He really only has... what is that? 5? Yes, 5 golems remaining, whereas before he had substantially more. So we are going to be in a bit of a spot of bother right here. Because as you can probably see, in her army, Elven Hawkeyes have not been touched. 51 of them are still absolutely healthy, and they have no problems whatsoever. So we are going to be in for quite a fight, I do believe. Otherwise, there's not much we can do, is there? Because other than that, I do believe the Ritus Majocracy is going to be our next target. But do let me know in the comments what you think of that particular decision. But right now, all we have to fight are the Drow, which I do believe may actually be a good option for a target, and the Dwarves, as well as the Ritus Majocracy, of course. And that's it. So I am a little bit worried, suffice it to say, because, of course, this is the final stand for the Elven faction. So, without further ado, let us head on. And we are going to be attempting... she's going to get it. She really got in there, didn't she? Yes, yes she did. She really got into the castle. How? Why? Okay. I'm rather speechless about that, I have to say, because... why did she run away? That was very strange indeed. I have no idea why she ran away. She could have easily taken both of us, I do believe. So, let's do this. We are building a siege tower, and we are going to hope that we don't lose too many units by the time it is done. Although, never mind, because it appears as though they have now come out of their garrison with many other units, and they are attempting to attack us. Of course, Lord Nebar, you know what he did? He did the greatest thing ever, and that was to leave us to our own devices. Not very good, actually. Not very good at all. So, we are going to have some difficulties right here. As we see, we only have 42 on the battlefield due to our low tactics skill, and they have 84. So, in actual fact, we are going to have a great deal of difficulty here. So, let's just make sure that we have everything in place, because last time, or generally when we fight elves, we have a great deal of difficulty because they tend to drain my faith power, and of course they tend to have a lot of very efficient ranged units. So I'm going to try and take out as many of them as I can. Is that the queen herself? I think that might be the queen. Yes, it is, and we took her out in one fell swoop. Very nice indeed. Now, all we need to do is make sure that we close in on the enemy's units and hopefully not take too much damage in the process, because obviously they are going to be dealing so much damage with their range. It is not even funny, especially seeing as that just went through my shield. Did you see that? I had my shield firmly up, and it went right through my shield. 274 damage. I have to say, I am rather impressed. Vaegir Horseman. You never would think that a Vaegir Horseman would be able to do such an amazing amount of damage. But yes, they very much are. So, wow. Props to them, I have to say. I am giving them respect where it is due, after all. But otherwise, we do appear to be absolutely decimating their ranks right now. We are really destroying them very, very handily right here. Not really taking too many casualties either, as we can see. Only 17 so far that we have lost. 18 now, of course, considering I always mention the casualties and then bad things happen. So we're just going to say that we're losing a huge amount of units, and hopefully it will do some sort of reverse psychology thing on the game, and it will then give everyone an amazing amount of resilience. But it appears as though that is not the case. We are appearing to lose quite a few more now. But as you can plainly see, the enemies that we are currently thwarting in their efforts to defeat us are numerous in number, as we see here, 141, and a couple routed as well. So, I gotta say, I am mighty impressed by our units. They are consistently and viciously hunting down our opponents and dealing some significant damage to them as well. But yes, it appears as though they decided that it would be a good idea to send in many of their elven enchantresses without any bodyguards whatsoever, and as a result, our Blazing Hand Inquisitors and, of course, our Iron Golems, the monstrosities that they are, were able to crush them into the dust on the ground, obviously. But yes, that is just absolutely amazing. Very nice to see that, and I do believe there is only one enemy remaining, and I think we can probably, yes, we can probably take him out. And there it is. A very nice victory indeed, and we are going to be moving on. Ooh, a very nice amount of renown there as well. 29 renown. Well, I would expect no less, considering we are dealing with such an incredible force. And I do believe we are still going to be heading in here. We're going to be healing up our surrounding units, because you never know, maybe some of our units around us need some HP. And we're also going to be blessing them. We're going to be trying to use as much of our faith power as we can. And there we have it. I think that's probably going to be fine. Now, do bear in mind, we have almost equalized, where before they had double the amount of units that we had. We now only trail by 25, or at least the initial units we trail by 25. Now, there are a couple of orcs mixed in here. I do believe there is actually an orc vassal within their ranks. So, yes, let's try to deal as much damage as we can to them. We are, of course, dealing bonus damage to evil units. So, let's make that count, shall we? Try and take out as many of these elven units as we can as well, because, of course, they are going to be doing the most damage, in my opinion, at least. Now, we need to be very careful about these guys as well. Elven spell swords, and, of course, that as well. Our horse is now dead, which is a little unfortunate, I gotta say. Thankfully enough, I have switched to my scimitar, and I do believe this is going to be game over for them. There's no way they will be able to eliminate us, not in melee at least. They'll probably be able to kill me with range, so I'm being a little bit careful here. There we are. Tried to cancel the animation of that heal, because otherwise we may see an arrow streaming towards our heads and hitting us between the eyes, which of course is never a very healthy thing to have happen, but yes. Sometimes that happens, and by sometimes I mean many times. So yes, let's try and avoid that fate. But otherwise, it appears as though everything is going quite smoothly right now. As we see, we have lost 25 units, only 3 to death, however, which is really nothing to worry about. We do have some of these bow sisters attempting to interrupt our block for their comrades, no doubt. And we do need to be quite cautious about the whole ordeal here, because if my shield goes down, I literally have nothing to back it up. So, we're going to be quite careful about it. I'm going to try and heal behind this tree here. A very honorable thing to do. And then we're going to be heading on and trying to take out that guy. There we are. Whoa, that Iron Golem is just going to absolutely, oh my goodness, absolutely butcher that drow woman. Goodness me. Wow, that is quite overkill, if I may say that, because he had a huge poleaxe, and it was just like, oh no, a poleaxe? Yes, with a huge Iron Golem behind it. That is definitely not a situation I would ever want to be in, but maybe, just maybe, we would be in that situation against the Ridus Majorocracy, who is one of our potential new enemies that may, well, that may come to pass. Who knows? They may actually decide, oh, you know what, we're going to declare war against the biggest faction in the game. But yes, it appears as though they are rather solid right now in their territory. They don't appear to be wanting to expand at all, but you never know. They may decide to do something like that. 21 renown and 8 morale is our reward as well. We took out another 164. We are almost equal. Only 100 units separate us and the Queen's forces, and our battle advantage is now literally 0. So we have 63 and 63 on the battlefield, respectively. So we are going to be getting ready here. I'm actually going to heal myself real quick, and then we're going to be doing some bravery, some blessings, and I would like to be potentially able to get some really good terrify spells off, but yes, we know how difficult that can actually be at times, and we're going to be blessing more units along the line here. I'm pretty sure the range of these blessings is not absolutely incredible, unless it actually blesses the entirety of our army, I have actually not really known whether there is a range on it, but I would assume there is, because of course we have a range on Terrify as well. It's a rather sufficient range, of course, to be able to assault ladders and indeed siege towers relatively easily, but unfortunately now I don't have a shield, and we are probably against some of the most elite elven rangers that they have for us, so I am now going to be saying goodbye, I think. Yes, I am. As you see, 64 damage I just took, and I do believe I am going to get shot once again very, very shortly. Maybe I can pick up a shield. Nope, just short swords. There's a shield, but I don't believe I can pick that up. That appears to be a broken one, and maybe... Ah, yes, thank you. Very nice indeed. Now let's take out that unicorn rider. Thank you very much. We can take out some of these other bow sisters as well, if possible. But, of course, it appears as though they have reinforced themselves with some incredible units right here. Ah, the Elven Hawkeyes are beginning to spawn in now. I am most likely dead. Yes, I am. That was a big mistake on my part. We actually did have some faith power remaining, and we probably could have made a good run of it, because we would have been able to heal ourselves and maybe back away, maybe get behind a tree and then reevaluate where we wanted to attack from next. But as it stands even, we are going to be having some difficulties with the Elven Hawkeye spawns. 45? We have 45 units on the battlefield. They have lost 118. Or 108 even. And we are now going to be waiting for our reinforcements to get there, and I'm actually going to decide whether we're going to be retreating or not, because those Elven Hawkeyes are definitely nothing to be trifled with. So you never know, they are probably going to show us what for. As you can see, they are using some incredibly magical bows, and we're really not going to be incredibly happy about this, I gotta say. So let's just see. There are only 19 more enemies to take out before we can actually, well, attain victory in this particular stage of the fight. But they are some very, very deadly units, so they might be able to take out many of our units before we're able to take them out, which would be an utter travesty, really, because we need to keep our strength up to be able to take Deiron Palantir Castle. That is going to just be utter nightmare, really. It is going to be just atrocious, the amount of casualties that we're going to be sustaining in that battle, but what can you do? You have to eliminate the elves, and what else can you do but siege it, and eventually take it, of course, but the amount of casualties that we're going to sustain is just enormous, so I am not really looking forward to that, I gotta say. I would prefer to go elsewhere, but eliminating the elves, I feel, is a very good idea, at least right now, because otherwise they're just going to build up forces almost limitlessly, and maybe even create an unstoppable force in that castle. Now, as we can see here, we have 114 versus 155. Now, are we able to do this? I don't know. So let's just see. Let's get some bravery going on here. Let's get some blessings. Now, if these guys have Elven Hawkeyes, I'm actually going to think about retreating. Because if they have Elven Hawkeyes, we're just going to get peppered with projectiles. And we may as well just say goodbye, because really, those guys are just insane. So we're going to be charging in. Of course, we're going to be charging in. They do have the high ground, which is really regrettable. But we do have Wolfweir Windrunners, which are, of course, streaming towards our opponent right now, and they will no doubt take out a huge amount of enemies, so I am very hopeful that they will stay alive, because they have no shields. So who knows, maybe they will stay alive, maybe they won't. We can only cross our fingers and hope that they will. Now let's try and take out this guy. Thank you. That is an Elven Hawkeye, I do believe. And now I'm about to die once again. Oh my. Okay. Oh no! No! The horse! The horse dazed us! Did you see that? The horse dazed us, so our block went down, and then the inevitable killing blow finished us off. But, as we can see here, we are seeming to take quite a lot of casualties, but not more than our opponent. Or at least it appears like that right now. I'm a little bit worried, I gotta say. Because if we die, I believe our pathfinding skill is now disabled. And we are dead, of course. So I think our pathfinding skill is disabled. So we're going to be having some rather massive difficulties if we are going to be running away from these units. So, I'm considering retreating right now. But if our units are continuing to just eliminate as many units as they... Wow, they are really destroying them. Okay, yep, I don't think I really need to worry. It appears as though all of the Elven Hawkeyes have been eliminated, bar one. Yes, it appears this fellow is still alive. He is still firing off into our allies, and really, is he doing much? Yes, he just headshot that Blazing Hand Inquisitor. Not good. But now he is getting assaulted, which is very, very nice. And he is now down. There we go. And there come our units streaming over the hillside. Oh, yes. Very nice indeed. We are purging the land of everyone that does not conform to our ideals, of course. And there it is. That is actually very nice indeed. So, is that it? I don't know whether that is actually it, but we are currently sustaining so many casualties. Yes, there we go. So... this is where it gets a little unfortunate. Order your troops to attack without me and lose many, many units, or leave. So I'm just going to see here. Only 18 units, but what do they have? Wait. Okay, let's just see here. We are at 0%. That is so unfortunate. I really would have loved to have headed in there once more, but obviously we were taken out so many times. Really not very good of me, is it? But we are going to be heading in there nevertheless. Maybe? Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, they were able to scatter. Which is actually good, because we will be able to take Vederan Palantir Castle, and we have 73 units. I am going to chase down the Queen, because otherwise she is going to restore all of her HP, which is never a good thing. So, let's do it. Yes. We eliminated them. Okay, we eliminated them. Okay, that was actually very surprising. Very nice indeed. So we can take a couple of pieces of loot, but really nothing to write home about. And we are now going to be heading on to Uxkhal, because that is the closest town where we can rest up and rejuvenate our forces for the inevitable next siege and next attack that we will launch against them. So, let's head on over here. Let's see if we have some food for us here. Sell some of that, sell this. And there we have it. I think I'm going to keep that shield just in case, and we will keep those two things as well. I do believe our horse died in that previous series of encounters, so we are going to be re-equipping a hunter horse, a very nice horse indeed. And I'm thinking, you know what? Well, yes, I am actually thinking we're going to get another shield. Shall we get another shield? We already have another shield here, but the size is really not what I'm looking for. As you can see, 21 less than what we currently have. We're just going to be headshot all the time if we don't get a larger one. So, unfortunately, it appears as though Uxkhal doesn't really have what I'm looking for either. So, I'm going to look around a little bit and we'll see what we can do with that. But I'm hoping for a ransom broker. Thank you very much. Wow, that was actually incredible luck right there. Sell these fellows for 800. Oh my goodness, 816. Look at that. That is insane. Okay, so now we can get out of here and we can level up Endel, who has advanced. Now let's see, what does he want to go for? Well, strength, I do believe, and get another point in power strike. He's going to be an absolute beast in combat now. He's just going to destroy everything with major damage. And then, what are we going to do? Well, the one thing I am going to do is end this episode off here, but next time on Phantasy Calradia, we are going to be heading back. Well, technically I'm going to be heading back off screen, and I'm going to be recruiting quite a few Blazing Hand units, just to refill our ranks. As we can see here, we lost quite a few, and we're then going to be heading back to Vederan Palantir Castle, and eliminating the elves once and for all. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.